Hey guys, QUIGON QUASAR here, back again with another video. In this video I'm going to be talking about the Xbox One X and some big names in the gaming industry trying to bash on it for no apparent reason. But before we get into that, I'm playing Ark. I've got Ark Survival Evolved in the background since the Xbox One X is going to, release, with the Ark Survival Evolved being one of its main sort of flagship releases and, upgraded releases. So I figured this would be a good game to play in the background. But anyway, let's get back to what I was saying before. Basically, the Xbox One X has, like with so many other pieces of technology, games, gaming consoles, anything technology really, it's fallen prey to vultures. I'm not sure culture vulture would particularly be the right term for it, but it's fallen prey to vultures. Some really big names such as Eurogamer. I'm dropping some goddamn names now, so I don't know if this is gonna get me some hate, but Eurogamer is one prime example of this. I'll explain more about what I mean by. I'll explain more about what they did in a second. That's warranted me calling it out and mention it in this video. But basically, the vultures. Every time there's a game release, every time there is a like a console release or even a movie release, anything technology or media based, you have people taking negative advantage of its popularity or its fame. Anything that comes out. You can guarantee that if you go into Google and search it, there's always going to be at the top of the Google News section. There's always going to be some, bullcrap nonsense article talking about its flaws in a really, really vague way. It's never in a specific way. It's never anything specific that would imply any amount of intelligence from the person that's written it. It's never anything specific or talking about a detailed thing. It's always super vague. It's always like, oh, they're like speaking in hypotheticals. It's always complete nonsense. And Eurogamer, obviously a big name in the gaming industry, is always at the top of the list. With any game that comes out, literally any game that comes out. I'm not talking about Digital Foundry, by the way. Digital Foundry is like an offset of Eurogamer. Digital Foundry are cool. They test they test all the products, see what frame rate things are running at. They're cool, and they're a good, positive influence on the gaming industry. But Eurogamer are goddamn trash. They're terrible. And let me tell you why. Whenever there's a new game, whenever there's a new console coming out, whenever there's even some DLCs, they will vulture, they will like scavenge, they'll just like vulture, scavenge pick off of the fame and off of the hype behind that game and that console or piece of technology. And the way that they do this is in a very negative way. The reason they do negative things and say negative things and then make sort of imply a negative thing about the game or the console or the piece of technology. The reason they do that is because negativity is a much better clickbait than positivity. Less people are going to click on an article that says, less people are going to click on an article that confirms what they already, what they already suspected. So if, you're super hyped for a game, super excited for a game, let's say Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm really excited for that game. If I read an article, the header of an article saying, oh, Star Wars Battlefront 2 looks amazing, the multiplayer looks fun, no one's going to click on it because they can tell that from the videos, and, that's the universally agreed opinion that, Star Wars Battlefront 2 looks fun and that it's fixed a bunch of the problems from the previous Star Wars Battlefront or the previous EA Star Wars Battlefront. So they're not really going to drive very many views. They're not going to gather very many views or much attention if they just say what everyone's already knows and already feels like. What they do is they say the opposite to what everyone already knows and already believes and already feels like, because that will then gauge people's attention in a negative way, and then they'll click on the article, they'll click on the video, they'll click on the the Facebook post or whatever the hell it is that that they're publishing, and they'll get people to click on it. And especially with popular things, especially with super popular things, if it's not much, if it's not a very popular game, say like Fishing Simulator 2017, then, or like Train Simulator 2017, something like that. I'm not naming any specific names. I know there's like a fishing simulator game, but it might be good, it might be popular. I'm just speaking in a way that, those games don't seem like the most popular of games out there. They never talk about those games. Because there's not much of like a fan base or a popular fan base or like an incredible strong popularity behind that thing. They do it on games that are super hyped, super hyped up and look really good, and they've got a lot of fans behind it and they're really excited for it. And like I said, the reason they do it is because they can drive so much attention to their websites and to their articles and to their videos, and obviously they've got ads in all of those things. So so they make a lot of money off of it and they get a lot of attention. And more often than not, there's a lot of people a lot of people, argue against it, and did they do the right thing? They're like, hang on, this is bullcrap, why are you doing this? It's clearly clickbait. But some people are quite gullible, and they follow along with it, and they think, oh, just because Eurogamer said it, then it must be true. Just because these guys said it, it must be true. And, like they're professional gamers or something, as if that's even a thing, like one person's opinion of a game counts more than another, regardless of how many views or subscribers or followers you've got. It doesn't. It's still just an opinion. But some people will jump on the bandwagon and believe what Eurogamer says or what these pages say. Now, what Eurogamer has actually done with the Xbox One X, I'll quote, and this isn't just Eurogamer, let's not just put all the pressure on Eurogamer. There's a bunch of other big names out there. I didn't memorize those because I don't care, quite frankly. But Eurogamer is the one that's sort of got the top spot as being the most douchiest and the most famous, like the most well-known. What they did, and they do this with tons, literally every big game release and console release, the PS4 Pro they did it with. What they've done with the Xbox One X is they've, quote, said that, and I quote, this is a quote, they've said that Microsoft is giving us 0 reasons to buy the Xbox One X, or, vague stuff like that. Not Xbox One X review, is it good, or not Xbox One X gameplay, what do you think? It's completely clickbait. It's completely like, oh, there are 0 reasons to buy the Xbox One X. And, all those people that have gone out and pre-ordered the Xbox One X now, which is sent it out of stock, like I covered in another video, in most retailers and most places, all those people are like, hang on a minute, hang on. Eurogamer said this, so maybe I shouldn't have pre-ordered the console, or people that are about to pre-order the console, or really want to pre-order the console, or get their hands on the console, like myself, they just sit there and like, what? Hang on, no, wow, this is breaking news, and they click on it, they fall for it, and by that point, Eurogamer has got what it wants. It's got the money, the revenue from, those ads, or from, it's got you to click through a bunch of goddamn surveys or pop-ups on its site. It's got what it wants. It doesn't matter what you think of the content at that point. They don't care what you think of the content at that point, because they know universally the content will be pretty damn hated. Unless the game turns out, or the console turns out to be super bad. But yeah, they basically leech off of the fame or the success or the preemptive success of a certain thing to get attention. And they've done this with so many things, so many games. Literally, you can go back through all of the biggest game releases of the last 2 years, and they will be at the top. You can type it in. Say if you typed in Star Wars Battlefront 1 review, fair enough, Star Wars Battlefront 1 came out in 2015. That was a flawed game, I'm not saying that. The lack of the story was awful, and, the multiplayer, there's some things wrong with the game. I'm not saying it was a perfect game, but there was a lot of people that liked it, and there was a lot of good points about that. Another big game could be Halo 5, for example. Again, not necessarily completely loved by every single gamer who played it, but majority of people loved that game, like myself. I love that game. What Eurogamer does is it just turns all of the fan base of a certain thing against itself, basically, and it uses it to gain views and gain, attention. And the thing that really makes me laugh is the guy that wrote the article isn't like the head of Eurogamer. It's a big company, and there's quite a few employees there, and they've got Digital Foundry employees under that, which is like a team of like 10 or 15 people, if I'm correct. To believe that, and they've got a bunch of employees. It's not the head of Digital Foundry or Eurogamer that's written that. It's some little, punk, like low down on the ladder, who probably hasn't even touched the Xbox One X. Because the Xbox One X is being given to YouTubers and influencers, big names right now, for unboxings, and then it's taken back off of them, or in very, very rare cases, it's they let them keep it. Some random author for Eurogamer, as big as Eurogamer is, some random author for it will not get given the Xbox One X. They will not. You have to have a big name, be big on YouTube, or be big on, I don't know, like a Google maybe. You have to be famous. You have to be, oh god, that freaking kangaroo scared me. Sorry about that. You have to, be well known in the gaming industry to get it. So this guy that's written it, and these guys that are writing these sort of articles, they do not, they have probably not touched the Xbox One X. They've maybe looked at it in the booth at E3 and Gamescom, but I highly doubt that they've used it, and I highly doubt that one of the driving points that they've sort of implied and made is that Microsoft's marketing scheme is really bad, which should be irrelevant to a gamer anyway. If you like the look of a console, if it's got good specs and good games that you want to play, you shouldn't worry about the marketing. The marketing is like the adverts, the trailers, what they put on the website, like basically all the reason they give for you to buy it and for people to buy it. If you want to buy the console, though, if you've got to the point where you've pre-ordered the console already or already bought the console, then the marketing is irrelevant. If you like the look of it, you like the games, you like the specs, marketing is irrelevant. It's Microsoft who should care about their marketing, because it's going to get them more sales. And the Eurogamer's driving point is that the marketing is for the Microsoft marketing for the Xbox One X is bad. So for some reason that means that people shouldn't buy it. That's like the driving point. I wouldn't recommend clicking on their articles. The whole like main message of this video is to not click on their articles and avoid it like the plague, like the goddamn disease it is, and the parasitic leech that these article writers and these articles are. Don't click on them, but I'll save you the trouble. I'll tell you what they basically are. They'll basically speak in vague, hypothetical terms for about 3 or 4 paragraphs, and then at the end of the article, they'll be like, "See, we told you," or "See, we're right," and just that, like, what all the blabble that they've just said during those 3 or 4 paragraphs makes them right, when really it just proves how stupid and wrong they are. It's annoying. It is. There's loads of these vultures in the gaming industry, and don't get me wrong. If the Xbox One X came out and it was like, 4K compatible, and then it ran all of its games in 480p, then yeah, fair enough. It is the Xbox One X, and don't get it. Fair enough. But it's very, very universally loved. Like I mentioned in one of my other videos, the only people that have had hands-on with the Xbox One X are the big name influencers, the internet influencers, and they love the thing. The only people that have touched it love the thing. All of the people that are talking badly about it and giving negative reviews are conveniently the ones that haven't had anything to do with it, haven't been given like an early model of the Xbox One X or Scorpio edition. Those YouTubers and those blog writers or forum posters or authors for Eurogamer, those are the ones that actually haven't touched the Xbox One X because they're not big enough on the internet like myself. It's like if I've got nearly 630 subscribers. It's like if I gave a negative review for a console that isn't out yet and that I've had nothing to do with and haven't touched yet. It would make no sense, and it would be really dumb and really stupid. And it's exactly the same. It's literally exactly the same. The only people that are giving negative reviews are fanboys, who just really do nothing positive for the gaming industry at all. Fanboys of all kinds and all types are just stupid and moronic. And the other people that have, talking badly about the console are people that haven't touched it, people that haven't touched it and like the attention that talking bad about a universally already loved product gets them. They like all the attention, they like all the views, they like the revenue that they get from those, clickbait views. So my advice to you guys would be, if you don't want to jump in and get the Xbox One X straight away or pre-order it, wait to see, hands-on gameplay of it if you must. I think it's awesome, and I think we've seen enough to warrant a pre-order. It looks awesome, I think, but if you are still hesitant to drop that many pounds or that many dollars on it, then wait to see what actual players of the console say about it when it finally releases in, I think, early November. And wait until then, and then have your verdict. Don't put trust and faith in some morons that haven't even touched the console and are talking badly about it just to get attention and views, because the less people that pay attention to these things, the less people that click on these articles, click on these videos, click on these posts, the less that they'll happen. Because, if you're a gamer got no people clicking on these idiot posts and these moron posts full of moron nonsense, they wouldn't make them anymore. They'd be forced to change the tactic and maybe make some actual intelligent content for once that's actually entertaining and engaging rather than just mindless babble. And yeah, they'd have to switch their strategy over and then realize people aren't taking their nonsense anymore. But sadly, it's a lot of people have fallen for it and been baited into clicking on this crap. And it just goes to, I'm about to get wrapped by this raptor, guys. It just goes to show how good they are at fooling people and how good they are at sort of baiting people into clicking on this crap. They've been doing it for a long time. Like I said, I'm about to die. I nearly died then. Like I said, they do it with every game, every console, and I think they've been doing it since probably the 360 or whenever the console came out, or whenever their thing came out, whenever their website came out. They've been doing it since then. They settled into that sort of strategy, that dirty strategy, very goddamn early, and settled into that style very early when they saw that it was a good way of getting money and getting views, and that's the only way that Eurogamer actually ends up growing at all. That's the only way that they've grown to the point where they are, you know, pretty sizable and pretty big now, and that's the only way that they'll continue to grow, and they know that because they don't actually have any engaging gaming content. Digital Foundry, the company that works under them, or the little organization that works under them, very interesting and very useful, and they tell, you know, they give a lot of cool, interesting facts about gaming consoles, and you know what frames per second, what resolution games are at. They are a necessity in the gaming industry. They're very needed and very important and really useful for us all. Because, you know, I mean, I can't jump onto an Xbox One X and do a frame rate scan in it. I don't know how to do that, so it's useful. But you're a gamer. They call themselves reviewers, but they're really just abusers of, you know, internet hype. And CLICKBAIT, they don't offer any engaging content. So if they did go to, you know, try and change their strategy and make engaging content or entertaining content or actual like gameplay footage maybe or commentaries or something, then they'd be destroyed by the competition. They'd be destroyed by the big YouTubers and, you know, the other big article posters and, you know, websites that actually do proper engaging content. That isn't just clickbait nonsense. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this rant. I've seen a couple of these things pop up because I've been Googling Xbox One X constantly, basically trying to find new information, new news about it, because I'm super excited about it. Obviously, it's awesome. Super excited about it. I've been, you know, scouring the internet for more news and more information and more things to put into videos for it about the Xbox One X as well. And they just pop up at the top because they've baited so many people into it, and because they've paid Google to sort of put them at the top of. That's another point. They pay Google. They put all that ad revenue into putting their stuff at the top of Google. Therefore, it, you know, gains them even more views and even more clickbait. It's like a crappy cycle. It really is. But yeah, I thought, you know, more people that speak about it, the more people that call them out on it, and the less likely it is to happen or continue happening or happen again. Because this crap can ruin the release of something. Like, it can really ruin people's impressions and perceptions of stuff when it first releases. You know, so many people could get the Xbox One X over the next year and love it and get so many awesome memories and so many awesome times out of it, but they could also very easily be put off by it by listening to the crap that Eurogamer pumps down people's ears and down people's throats. So I just thought I'd raise a bit of awareness for their idiocy. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it or find it informative at all, leave a like. It would really help me out, and I would really appreciate it. If you want to see any more of my videos, definitely stick around and subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.